ensuring that she has a beginning, body, and conclusion, reinforcing those. And she will also show that she has sincerity and conviction, and she will control any nervousness she might feel. She's going to do this all striving not to use notes, and in 5 to 7 minutes.
Let's all welcome Michelle.
One of the most rewarding things in my life was to become a mother. On April 8th, 1998, I had my son, Caleb. He was beautiful, of course, as all of our children are, but I knew he was just a little different. I thought maybe I had a little alien. The first time I took him in for his doctor's appointment, they tried to give him a shot. This was a week old. They could not get the needle to go into his leg because he was such a strong-willed child. He had tightened his leg so much they could not get the needle to go in. That was my first clue that something was different. My son also has quite the imagination. He just thinks of things differently. I thought maybe he came from a different planet. But he also started talking early. Before he was 1 year old, he was talking, and I thought surely not. But one day, on his first birthday, he was in his high chair at the daycare. They were giving him cake, and this little boy was just scooting by, and he pointed at him and he said, "Zachary." And he had been saying that for months, and I thought, wow, that's incredible. He'd really been talking. And that sounds really cute, but it really comes with some complications. He's a very honest child, so I get to hear a lot of things that he says that I don't really want to hear sometimes. So I'm going to tell you about some of the stories today. The first one is actually very cute. I'm driving along my little minivan. My son is behind me in his car seat. He probably was not chunking a toy at the back of my head at that time, which he has done in the past. Anyway, he says, "Mama, you know something?" And he was just 1 year old. He was not old. And I was like, "What, Caleb?" And he goes, "Mama, you know something?" And I said, "What, Caleb?" And he says, "Mama, you know something?" By this time, I'm like, "What, Caleb?" And he said, "I love you." And I was like, oh, I'm so sad that I got all mad at him for not getting it out. Well, and that was a cute story, but not too long after that, he was probably 2, maybe less. I'm driving along the minivan again. He's behind me, and I didn't do the brightest thing, okay? I was going through the intersection. It was yellow, was not speeding, but somebody called me. I answered my phone. Well, the policeman, the nice policeman, he pulled me over. Not sure why. Comes up to the window, and he says, "Ma'am, you were speeding." And I said, "Sir, no, I wasn't." And he goes, "Okay, well, you were talking on your phone." I said, "That's not illegal." Well, at that point, my son could not stand it anymore. He gets out of his car seat, puts his head between me and the police officer, and he says, "Mama, tell the truth. Mama, tell the truth." And I was just aghast. I thought, "Son?" I stuffed his head back there, and the officer proceeded on. He said, "You ran through a red light." I said, "No, it was yellow." And once again, my son stuck his head up there, and he said, "Mama, tell the truth. Mama, tell the truth." So I stuffed his head back, and I thought, I am going to get in trouble because of him. Well, surely then the police officer said that your son is out of his car seat. And I said, "Well, he wasn't before you drove up, but he obviously is now." The end of that story was I didn't do anything wrong, so I didn't get in trouble, but I thought for sure my son was going to get me in trouble. So as I got older, he's always been very honest. There was another time in my office, I'm sitting there working, and he's probably in 3rd grade, and I wanted to give him a job, so I said, "Why don't you go clean those shelves up there?" He's cleaning away, and there are 3 crowns up there. And he asked my mom, "Mama, what are these for?" And I thought, in a proud moment, I was like, "Oh, I got that because I was homecoming queen." He goes, "Oh." And I said, "Oh, okay." So I thought maybe he wanted to know more information. And I said, well, what do you think? He goes, oh, I thought, sorry, only the pretty girls got to be homecoming queen. And I thought, well, okay, maybe I misunderstood this. So I said, well, Caleb, what do you think I am? He goes, ugly. You know, and I thought, well, you know, even kids that really have a really not attractive mom, their kids would still probably say their mothers are beautiful. It's like, how did I get this one? So I thought, well, the next night I'll show him a picture of what I looked in high school. I mean, I've aged a little bit. And he just looks at the picture and he says, oh. So the moral of that story was he tells the truth more than I would like at times, but that's just the way he is, and I forgive him for that. Now, like I said, my son is strong-willed, and he has given me so much frustration, so many good stories also, and I'm hoping that he'll use those in his life to just do something good. And he has. He's used it to get his Eagle Scout. So yay him. And he's also used it to start writing a book, probably about aliens, is what I'm thinking. Mr. Toastmaster.
We have two great speakers, Michelle and Wayne. Did they timer? How did we do, Christy?
Okay, so Wayne was a little bit